Hello and welcome to my Assassin's Creed Revelations multiplayer session of Manhunt. In this we're playing as the Ottoman Jester. One of my subscribers, actually a few of my subscribers, has asked me to choose him at some point, and so I decided to. I actually call the Ottoman Jester Mr Tango, just because he's so bright orange. Anyway, for the first time ever, I've decided to do a serious commentary, and this is basically all about being good to each other, whether you're strangers, acquaintances, friends or family. So many of you will know that just before Christmas last year, that's 2011 for anyone who might be watching this in a few years' time, I went off the radar for around 10 days or so. Now, during that time, I didn't play any games and I rarely even touched my laptop, and that is unbelievably unlike me because I play every day and I switch my computer on every single day. Anyway, when I did eventually come to switch my laptop on to check my email, the very first one I read was a hateful comment that had been posted on one of my videos. Now, it is actually rare that I receive hate mail of any kind, and so for that, I suppose I'm thankful. But when I do, I generally just laugh it off. I just don't care. Now, the thing with hate mailers is that they're so brave, sat in the comfort of their hidey place behind their keyboard. But what I have found is that most of them never expect their comment to be read by the channel owner, or much less actually get a response. Now, you know me, I respond to everything. I will happily respond with my own witty remark, or with something that will just make them feel small or embarrassed or guilty about what they did, and then I'll give them a chance to redeem themselves, because everybody deserves that, at least. And if they don't apologise, then they get blocked. It's as simple as that. They just won't be able to watch any more of my videos. Doesn't bother me any. I'd rather not have people like that in my life or on my channel. Now, ordinarily, hateful comments would not bother me at all. I really just feel sad for people that feel the need to be so awful to someone else without remorse or forethought. But this particular instance, it did bother me. It made me say to myself, why do I even bother? I don't need this crap. And a very small part of me felt like giving up on making videos, and I'll tell you why in a moment. Now, I've seen stories before on things like Facebook where there will be somebody who's perhaps being bullied, or it takes just one stupid person to push another one over the edge, and then tragedy happens. I mean, children, teenagers, anybody taking their own lives just because somebody said something that hurt them so much it made them end their life. Now, that's something that shouldn't be happening, but unfortunately it's something that will never stop happening. But it would be nice if we could prevent it simply by using some initiative, or maybe just some basic instinct. Well, if people put as much effort into being nice to one another as they did in being nasty, or cruel, or vicious, or downright idiotic to one another, then maybe this really would be such a nicer world. I'm not trying to promote like world peace here, because that simply would never happen, but I want to encourage and inspire people to be kinder and more thoughtful to one another. Bullies, whichever form they come in, the physical ones, the hidey behind the keyboard ones, you know, the world won't love them. They won't gain respect or admiration or adoration from anyone. What they do is completely pointless and without any legitimate foundation whatsoever. And it does make me feel a little sick to think that those people lack the conscience to realise that in one split second they can seriously adversely affect maybe just not one person, but many, just by a few choice, cruel words. Oh, it's terrible. There's just no logic to what those people do. I'm not talking about murderers and rapists and such, because they're in a totally different league to the thing that I'm trying to point out. I mean, hell, they're just seriously disturbed people, you know, and they're beyond help or need help. I'm talking about general everyday bullies who will pick on another just for the sake of it, or just because they like to think they look hard. So, back to my point. I mean, the first email that I opened, I said was a hate mail. Well, not hate mail, sorry, it's a hate comment. And it really did upset me, and this is a reason why. The reason I went off the radar is because 2 days before Christmas, my brother found out that he has a tumour on his lung. He's very athletic, he plays football 4 times a week. He does like 5 or 10 mile bike rides every other day or something like that, and he does not smoke. He's only 38. I am totally devastated by the news, but, excuse me, but I'm trying to remain positive for him and as supportive as possible, so any tears I shed, they're in private. And then just a couple of days ago, my brother saw a specialist, and as it turns out, the diagnosis is far worse than originally expected. He was told his tumour is at 5 centimetres and his heart has actually moved to compensate for it. And so surgery might not be an option because he's had this tumour now almost 4 years, unbeknown to him. And they said he has a year left at best, and so last Christmas was very possibly the last one. And so the first email that I opened as a hate mail, or hate comment even, I was already down enough, I didn't need to see that. So next time you feel like being bad to another person, just stop and consider for one moment that person you're aiming your stupidity at might just be going through a difficult time, and so rather than kick them while they're already down, why not just give a smile? You know, if you can't say anything good, then it's better to say nothing at all. A small effort as simple as a smile, or as simple as a kind word, believe it or not, can go a long way to make another human being feel, just for one moment, a little sparkle, and that little sparkle might just help them sleep a little bit better that night. And that person, regardless of who they are, they won't forget your kindness. I mean, a great place to start is by giving at least one compliment a day to somebody, even a stranger, and you'll feel good about doing that, much better than you would if you were to be unkind instead. And the person you compliment will in turn feel uplifted, and they will then spread some joy too, and it's a nice, ever increasing circle of goodwill. It's wonderful. I mean, don't get me wrong here, I'm not living in utopia, and I am very much a realist. So let's take Christmas for example. Christmas is a time for joy, peace and goodwill amongst men. Or to be politically correct for modern day, it's a time for joy and goodwill and all that for all folk. But think about that old age statement. Why is it reserved for Christmas? Why should Christmas be one time of year to spread joy amongst everyone? Because surely every day should be like this, shouldn't it? Or that's my way of thinking anyway. So please just be kind to each other and enjoy each other, because we're all human at the end of the day. We all have our faults, we all have our problems, but we're all capable of kindness. Anyway, thank you so much for hearing me out, and I hope you enjoyed the video at the same time. It was a little extreme variety in that Manhunt session, and I have some pretty good teammates. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon. Be kind to each other. Bye bye.